Welcome in, Chiefs Kingdom, to Cheifs Latest, your one-stop spot for everything Kansas City Chiefs in 15 minutes or less. It is your host, Calvin Silvers. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Happy Christmas Eve. Hopefully we were on the nice list and Santa can gift us a win against the Denver Broncos on Christmas Day, but I'm not expecting it, nor am I going to put any money on it. But hey, it's Christmas time. We might get a Christmas miracle. But not only that, there is a rumor. That's right, a rumor surrounding this organization right now. We got plenty to dive into. But before we do, you guys know the drill. That's right. If you're not a part of this Chiefs Latest family, what are you doing? Let's get in that holly jolly spirit and let's hit that subscribe button. And also, let's turn on those notifications. And I'll tell you why. Because we have daily, that's right, daily videos here at Cheifs Latest, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the news, rumors, or actions regarding this team. So, come be a part of the family, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications as, and not only helps me and the channel, but it's going to help you stay up to date with everything Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you know the saying, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, by that definition, you can go ahead and call this Chiefs coaching staff straight up insane with nothing, and I mean nothing left to play for, and fans just wanting to see, the young guns, the bubble bets get some real shots to prove their worth in this final stretch. You would think that we would see running back Dameon Pierce thrown in the mix. I mean, he was a 900-yard rusher in Houston back in 2022, but since signing with Kansas City on November 23rd after his Texans release, he hasn't even suited up once. The running back room's been struggling all year, so giving the ex-Texan a look, it makes perfect sense. Yet the staff keeps wasting his time on the practice squad. And it doesn't sound promising either, as Andy Reid told reporters on Tuesday, quote, "We'll see about the following week," end quote, when asked if Pierce could play Christmas Day against Denver. So here's the thing. Andy Reid said, nah, don't expect him this week, but maybe next week. This is frustrating on multiple levels, as not only does it make the organization look clueless about handling assets, but any veteran free agent that is watching this unfold might think twice before signing here in the future. At this point, it's a lost cause. Think about it. Pierce is on an expiring deal, and even if they activate him next week, one game as an audition, that's not nearly enough of a sample to know what you got heading into 2026. And it's not just him, as the staff still refuses to create meaningful chances for rookie receiver Jalen Royals, who's played a grand total of 3 offensive snaps since week 8. Matt Nagy insisted on Tuesday that he wants to get Royals more reps this week, but I'm not buying it. You're coming off a short week after Royals got just 3 looks against the Titans. What makes you think that they're suddenly going to involve him now when he hasn't seen real action all season and again, coming off a short week? The last game was the perfect spot to get his feet wet. Rice and Thornton were both out, and you were facing one of the league's worst defenses in the Titans. Yet Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown, they got the nods instead. Both those vets are making it clear that it's time to move on. And then you have Worthy, who's been nursing that shoulder all year and could use some extra rest to heal. So there's no excuse, zero excuse to keep Royals glued to the bench. This wide receiver room isn't exactly stacked. So throw the rookie out there and see if he sinks or swims. And if he falters, at least you know that you'll need even more receiver help in 2026. Sticking to the same old vet-heavy approach in dead games while Pierce rots on the practice squad and Royals collects dust, again, it's coaching malpractice. It's wasting assets. It's scaring off future free agents, and it leaves Brett Beach blind on who can contribute next year. Again, I just don't get it. I just don't understand what's going on. Well, I've been saying it for a while now. It's time for serious change in the building. And moving on from Matt Nagy as offensive coordinator, I think it's at the top of the list. Maybe Reid and Matt Nagy finally see it as well, as reports are Nagy did not sign an extension and will hit free agency after this season, being labeled as a top head coaching candidate or, at minimum, a hot play calling hire. So, if that happens, of course, Reid is going to have to find a new OC. I want them to bring back Eric Bieniemy. But will that be possible? I don't know. But again, insiders view him as a serious contender for the Titans' job under new GM Mike Bergonzi, who worked in Kansas City and is believed to be fond of Nagy. But we know that the product just hasn't been up to standard with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. Sure, some efficiency stats look okay on paper about the offense, but if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it's not pretty. The Chiefs ranked 27th in penalties per game, almost 9 a contest. They led the league in total drops in a 3-year span. Receivers are rarely schemed open, and the run game explodes way too little, with only 22 running back carries of 10 plus yards, just 7.3% of total workload going big. And it gets worse in the fourth quarters. EPA per play, 25th. Yards per play, 23rd. Rushing EPA, 26th. Now your passing EPA, it's 10th. But again, that's mostly Mahomes doing Mahomes things. So yeah, Reed shares some blame. I agree. I hit that yesterday. But Nagy's failed in classic offensive coordinator areas: discipline, the details, situational execution, and crunch time performance. Spots where Eric Bieniemy, as I already mentioned, was clearly better in. With 2 games left, Nagy brushed off the rumors on Tuesday, saying he doesn't want to address it even though he gets the interest. Reed, though, he took the bait, probably seeing the writing on the wall, and backed his guy hard, saying, quote, I think he deserves to be a head football coach in this league, end quote. So Nagy turning down a previous extension and going year to year feels like he's ready to spread his wings after coming back to KC post the Chicago firing, and honestly, I think it's time. I think Nagy hitting free agency without an extension, it opens the door for the fresh start that this offense desperately needs. The penalties, the drops, the poor scheming, the late game struggles this year proves that the system isn't working without Mahomes having to play superhero. If he lands a head coaching gig like Tennessee or bolts for play calling elsewhere, it's addition by subtraction. Reed gets forced into real change, bringing in new ideas to fix discipline and unlock the weapons beyond number 15. Well, let's talk about one of those weapons at least we want to see unlocked here very, very soon, especially these last 2 games, because the Chiefs could be staring at the end of an era on Christmas night as Travis Kelce potentially plays his final game at Arrowhead against a heated rival. Kelsey's future has been a hot topic as this rough 2025 season winds down. After flirting with retirement last offseason before coming back, we know that it's weighing heavy on his mind at the age of 36. Now, he hasn't officially said which way he's leaning, but the very real chance that this is his Arrowhead swan song makes Thursday feel extra emotional. No storybook Super Bowl send off this time, but beating Denver one last time, it would be a nice bow. But even if we drop it, Kelsey deserving a stronger showing than that one catch for 6 yards last week would feel right. It just didn't sit well. It doesn't sit well. It shouldn't. It should not end with him being a Hall of Famer, going 3 straight games, meaningless games at that, where he's quiet. We can't have that. We want to see sparkles of that vintage Kelsey one more time. Only 2 players in Arrowhead's 53-year history have suited up more, including playoffs. Kelsey hits game number 111 on Christmas night, trailing just punter Dustin Colquitt at 125 and Hall of Fame guard Will Shields at 116. But recognition has poured in anyway as the NFL dropped the full 2026 Pro Bowl rosters, and for the second straight year, Kelsey led all players in fan voting, earning his 11th consecutive nod in what could be, again, his final season. Kelsey was central to flipping this franchise into a powerhouse. Rings in 2019, 2022, 2023, owning Chiefs records: 1,072 receptions, 12,954 yards, 82 touchdowns, plus sitting third all-time among tight ends in receiving yards. If this is truly the last time that we're going to see and we're going to watch one of the greatest tight ends ever in Arrowhead, let's hope it's memorable, as in Kelsey contributing big, maybe punching one into the end zone for old time's sake. Come on, that's all we want to see. Let's see Kelsey go off, especially if this is his last game in Arrowhead. Well, we're going to pull another one from the comments. You guys have been leaving some good ones in not only last video, but previous video. And John Landrugan6578 said, quote, I wanted to lose for the better draft pick. Bane or Love is my hopes, end quote. And yeah, I agree. At this point, with the season done, play the young guys or elevate your talent. And if we drop games, no harm done. Just a higher pick to land impact players. Now, we've hammered Jeremiah Love plenty on this podcast, but the other name that you dropped, Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami, it's a fun one that I have not hit yet. Bain brings a sturdy frame, lightning get-off speed, and straight disruption. 24 tackles for loss, 14 sacks over the past 2+ seasons shows that he's a problem. He's versatile too, lines up multiple spots across the D-line, collapses pockets with a nasty bull rush, and has an impressive change of direction to flip his speed into power. He's strong and physical at the point, gaining control of blocks quickly, and he sets a firm edge against tackles without getting washed. Now, he doesn't have that classic height length prototype for NFL edges, but the explosiveness, the leverage, and the finishing ability scream potential in the pros. Now, I'm not convinced that he's still there by the time the Chiefs are on the clock, but if we keep losing and we keep climbing the board, hey, the possibility gets a little more realistic. Now, again, I'm not convinced that he's going to be there when the Chiefs are on the clock. But this possibility does get more realistic with the loss not only against the Broncos, but also against the Raiders. Well, that is all that I have for you guys on this Christmas Eve. Again, hopefully you guys are having safe travels to spend time with the family. And I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me this month and since the creation of this channel and podcast. Again, if you haven't joined the Cheifs Latest family and you made it this far, you might as well hit that subscribe button and also turn on those notifications. You are listening to Cheifs Latest. I am your host, Calvin Silvers. And until next time, have a good one.